My name's Clinton Montague. I own all rights to the #1 best-selling book, The Governor. Having read this amazing true story of the life of Lenny McLean, I knew then I was the man to produce this film and bring Lenny's dream to the silver screen. Having spoken with Peter Gerrard in length about the story that I wanted to portray, I submitted my bid for the rights. I was told by Robert Smith Literary Agency that due to my integrity and passion for the telling of the story, my bid was accepted and I gained the rights in perpetuity, not only for the film but for the music and all underlying rights including merchandising worldwide. My job is to transform Peter Gerrard's written word from the book up onto the big screen.
I'm Peter Gerrard, co-author with Lenny McLean of his life story, The Governor, #1 bestseller.
Producing a film to me is like running a company. You need to have a product, which we've got a #1 best-selling book. You need to have a sales and marketing strategy in place, which we've already done. To succeed in any business, you need confidence and belief in your own ability. I gained as much experience as I could in all aspects of the film industry. I became vice chairman of an international sales agent, and being quoted by Coutts Bank as a successful entrepreneur, we gained a credit line to produce British films, working with worldwide distribution companies.
The book was published, immediate success. We did a signing together and they queued round the shop and halfway down the road. 2 weeks later, it went straight into #1.
He died on Tuesday afternoon. On Wednesday morning we found the book was #1, but I think old Lenny's up in heaven laughing down and thinking, yeah, I told you I could beat anybody.
Sold in excess of 1 million in hardback. Paperback came out, that's catching up close to the 1 million. Walk into any bookshop in the land, The Governor will be on the shelves. No question. And it's selling weekly, hundreds of copies. There's just a phenomenal audience out there. It's been translated into our languages worldwide. And it's a phenomenon that just doesn't go away. It appealed to everyone. Children 12 years old, right through to grandmothers. There's humour, tears, there's just every ingredient which will make the film. There's very much two sides of Lenny. The tough guy, the working man.
See, that's how I would do it.
Who did what he had to do to put steam on the table, as you put it, but there was the other side that was a guy full of humour.
As I was walking through St Paul, some lady grabbed me by the hand.
And he knew when he won the title, it wasn't just a boxing title, it was a way of life then. You look after your manor. In Lenny's case, his manor became very big.
I was born probably a lovely kid. Then my father died when I was 4, and a stepfather moved in when I was 5. He broke my legs when I was 5, broke my jaw when I was 6, broke all my ribs when I was 7, bashed me around until I was 12. I went to a poor school to get away from me. I went out thieving and I went to a borstal. I went to prison. And I was bashed as a kid by this evil stepfather. And then what happens, hate builds up inside you and you hate the world.
He tried all different kind of jobs. He couldn't get on with what he called the suits, and he was soon introduced to another way of earning money, and that was bare knuckle fighting.
You know, you've got to survive in the East End. Be the best fighter. Be the Governor.
He particularly fought a guy, Roy Shaw, who had the title of the Governor. He beats Roy Shaw. He's hailed as the Governor, and no one can ever dispute that.
And now Lenny McLean is synonymous with the word governor. Say governor, it's Lenny, always.
And became the king of the bouncers.
Bouncer means tough guy.
He was the bouncer of the Hippodrome.
Good evening, sir. Thank you. Have a nice night. Now, when the guys come in who want to be tough guys, then there's a different look. You want to see that look?
He developed a reputation which was nationwide as being a man of violence.
As soon as there was trouble, I would turn in a second from a nice guy to a raving lunatic.
And after a period of time, he very seldom actually had to use violence in order to get his point across.
All them years, all I know is violence, 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 violence.
I detest it.
One day, somebody asked Lenny, why don't you try a bit of acting?
People often compare me to Marlon Brando.
And lo and behold, Lenny became an actor. most famous for his role in Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels.
All right, my son.
Whilst he was filming Lock, Stock, he thought he had the flu.
I went to the hospital, they done a scan. They said, you got cancer of the brain, cancer of the lungs, and I was paralysed on one side. But I will fight till the end.
Thousands are this lunchtime paying tribute to Lenny McLean, the bare-knuckled boxer fondly known as the Governor.
He was a smashing bloke, nice bloke.
Just a man out to earn a living, wasn't he?
Lenny was just Lenny, wasn't he? Just one of the characters of the East End.
I know he's just a well-respected lad there. A lot of people going to miss him in that.
He wasn't just an ordinary person, he became a star. He's got a #1 book.
He was infectious, you know. I mean, if you was around him, you know, he brought the best out in you.
49's far too young for anybody to buy, especially someone like Lenny.
As one of his old cronies put it, the boy from nowhere who got somewhere.
He was known as the hardest man in Britain, and it was the only fight he couldn't win.